Hello my fellow humans and welcome back to Portrait Time. So today I am drawing CJ, and if you don't know who he is, then shame on you first of all, and second of all, I say that every single video I draw someone, so predictable at this point, but yeah. So CJ has mainly two Instagram accounts, and that's I think what he posts on mostly. I don't know. But anyway, it's one Siege and one Siege art. And then he's also an artist, a creator, and sometimes he streams on Twitch. And also he has a shop where he sells really cool art that he's made, and then also pins, which I want to get pins, but money. Yeah. So all of his links, or at least all the links that I can have or will find, are down below. So definitely go check them out. Yeah. So this is a 15.5-hour drawing-ish. About. Yes. So, this is definitely, obviously, the longest and most complicated drawing I've ever done, and it was a lot of work. So, yeah, it was also inspired by this post, and it'll be somewhere on the screen, I don't know, this post. So, yeah. And all the pictures that I'm using today is from his main account, I think, mostly. I think they are. I don't know. Anyway, yeah. So, all the pictures that I have chosen either are vibes, like things to do with what he likes, or just my point of view of him. I don't know if point of view is the right descriptor, but I'm gonna use that. So, yeah, the car I chose because it is pretty, and I just like it, and it's really artsy, and yes. And then the honk if you don't exist, that one's just vibes, honestly. And then the caution sign, that's vibes, and that's funny, because, like, only CJ would post that. Like, I would probably post it if I found it, but I would have to actually go outside. But, yeah, it was just a funny thing that I was like, oh, that's, like, nothing. I don't see things posted like that, and that's cool. Anyway, long story. Next one, skateboards. So I know he likes skateboarding. He posts a lot of skateboards, or him skateboarding, whatever. He's really good at it. So skateboards, yeah. And then the books. I was deciding between books or plants because he posts a lot of those. I think mainly on his story. But I was deciding between the books and the plants, and I decided to go with the books because they fit better with the whole piece. So yeah, and then the butterfly. I noticed a lot across like all of his art that butterflies are like some sort of theme. It's mainly, whenever I say, like, across his art, I mean, like, Butterfly Baby and The Girl and the Monarchs. Probably have those on the screen so you can know what I'm talking about. But I just see butterflies in some of his art. I know there's probably more, like, art out there that is also has butterflies, besides English, those two that I mentioned. But, yeah. Then the other picture is an angel. And from my interpretation of the caption, I think this means a lot to him, and I just decided to add it for those reasons, and seemed important to him. So yeah. And then the background, I think it was from a bathroom. And I think having a bathroom having that design is hilarious, and it's great, and it's really creative and very cool, and CJ is obviously both of those things. So I added it. Yeah, and then for next, Deli. If you guys are new and you don't know what Deli is, it means the difficult, easy likes and improvements of my piece. So, on to the difficult parts. The choosing the right pictures, rather, and then also like putting them in the right spots and whatnot. It was like hard to be like, okay, so this is the right picture that I want, but like where can I put it, because I don't want like areas to be too crowded or like just empty and whatnot. That was one of the things I had to think about, and I spent way too long thinking about that. But yeah. And then another hard part was or not hard part, no, it was hard part, I don't know, I'm losing it, was the lines. So, like, as you can notice, the lines are different thicknesses in different areas. So, like, for the edge of the paper of the actual portrait of him, it's, like, torn. So it was, like, I did a finer line, whatever. But then also in some areas it's thicker. I don't know. I had to decide, like, which ones were to be thick and which ones were to be thin, and, like, I don't know. Line art was a whole thing. But, yeah. And then the eyes were also pretty hard. I usually have some sort of difficulty with the eyes, but yeah. The hair was also surprisingly difficult, because, like, from the jacket it adds, like, a shadow for, like, his hairline. Not hairline, but, like, you know what I'm talking about. You can see it, but, it was hard to do that, and you can also see all the hairs, like, individually, and it was hard to make it look like that, and then it was, like, after the line, it's like, oh, I didn't want it to be, like, oh, one blob of, like, color. There's some separation, but, like, I don't know. It was a whole thing. That went on for too long. But, yeah, and then the easy parts were the, surprisingly, butterfly. That was surprisingly easy to do. I don't know how. It was just easy. I thought it was going to be way harder, but it was easy. I just drew the butterfly and then, like, copied it and made it bigger. And then it, like, turned out really cool, too. And, yeah, on to backgrounds. The backgrounds were also surprisingly, like, not really surprisingly, I guess, easy. It was just a bunch of shapes, and it was really easy to do. And then the, some of the certain were easier to do because like skateboards were simple, so they didn't require much design or like much work into them, I guess. Probably could have added more work, but eh. And then my likes of the piece. I really like all the details that I put into it and like all the separate pictures and whatnot. And then the jacket is also another thing that I really like about it. It was really hard to, not really hard, well, kind of hard to get like the colors right. And because some areas were like, oh, that's way too blue, and others were like, oh, that's the wrong color or too dark or something. But I like how it turned out in the end. It's cool. And then I also really like how the car turned out. That was like, I was dreading drawing those flowers. It was like, I don't know how to draw flowers. That's going to be impossible. But it turned out really good, and I love how it turned out. I'm like really proud of it. And then another one that I like is the butterfly. It turned out really cool. I just like it. And then I also like how just realistic it is. Well, I guess just the face is realistic, but I just like the realistic aspect of it. It's definitely probably one of my most realistic portraits I've done yet, and I'm really proud of that, and I think it's really cool, and I really love it. Like, especially, I think the main parts are the nose that looks really realistic, and, I don't know, just the whole thing, honestly. But, yeah, I just really like this whole piece as, like, a total thing. This also, even without my portrait of its drawing, just like the collage or the pictures, that's even a whole separate art piece by itself, and I think that's cool. I'd like that too. I like everything about it, honestly. But, yeah. So, for improvements, there's some areas where I could have added more detail, like the skateboards, but also it didn't need much detail, but there's just certain areas where I'm like, oh, I could have added more detail, but I think it's fine. Another thing is the stubble. I don't know how to do stubble, so I didn't do it. But yeah, that's some of the improvements that I could have had. But yeah, thank you guys for watching all the way till the end. And don't forget, I have stickers and a subreddit, both linked down below. Check them out. Thank you. And then don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment what you thought down below and who I should draw next. Stay safe, and please wear a mask. Bye.